Imagine this. You've been in America for 2 months. You've worked hard. Your boss walks up to you and says, "Hey, how's everything going?" You want to sound serious and professional. So you say, "I'm so busy," and your boss just nods and walks away. You feel like you said something wrong. But what?
Wait, Maya, that's exactly what happened to me my first month in New York.
Really? Tell me.
I was working at a small marketing agency. My boss, this guy named Tom, he'd always ask, "How's it going, Leo?" And I'd say, "Oh, I'm so busy, Tom." And he'd just go, "Okay," and leave. I thought I was showing him how hard I worked. But after a few weeks, a coworker pulled me aside and said, "Hey, Leo, when you tell Tom you're busy, it sounds like you're complaining."
Yes, that's exactly what happens. That's the unspoken rule in American workplace culture. Saying "I'm so busy" doesn't signal hard work. It signals overwhelm. It signals that you can't handle your workload. To an American ear, "I'm so busy" sounds like a complaint, not a badge of honor.
And I thought I was being impressive.
You're not alone. In many cultures, and I've worked with learners from China, from Brazil, from the Middle East, saying "I'm busy" is a way to show you're a hard worker and a valuable employee. It means demand for you is high. But in America, it sounds like you're drowning.
So what should I have said instead?
Let me give you 3 options. And these are phrases that native speakers use every single day. Number 1, "My plate is full right now."
My plate is full.
Right. It means you have a lot of work, but you're still in control. You're not complaining, you're just stating your workload. Picture a dinner plate. If your plate is full, you can't add more food, but you're eating, you're managing.
Okay, I like that image. So I'd say, "Thanks for asking, Tom. My plate is full right now, but I'm making progress."
Perfect. That's exactly how a native speaker would say it. Now, option 2, "I'm swamped."
Swamped. Like a swamp?
Exactly. Imagine you're standing in a swamp. The water is up to your knees. You can still walk, but it's slow. You're busy, but not drowning. So you'd say, "I'm swamped this week, but I'll have that report to you by Friday."
Swamped? That feels more casual. I could use that with coworkers?
Yes, very common in everyday conversation at work. Now, option 3, and this one sounds the most native. "I've got a lot on my plate right now."
A lot on my plate. So it's like the first one, but longer.
Exactly. And notice we don't say busy. We describe the workload, not the feeling. This is the cultural key. Americans want to hear that you're productive, not overwhelmed.
So the grammar is also different. Instead of "I am busy," which is a state of being, we say "I have a lot on my plate" or "my plate is full."
That's a fantastic observation, Leo. You switch from being the problem to having the task. And that small change makes you sound more professional. Now, let's talk about something even bigger: burnout and PTO.
PTO, that's paid time off, right?
Correct. Paid time off. In America, PTO is a big deal, and how you talk about it is culturally sensitive.
Tell me about it. My first year in the US, I had 2 weeks of PTO saved up. I wanted to take a week off to visit family. I walked into my manager's office and said, "I need to take vacation next week." She looked at me like I had 3 heads.
What did she say?
She said, "Leo, you need to request it at least 2 weeks in advance."
Classic. That's the American way. PTO must be scheduled. It's not a demand, it's a request. And the language matters a lot. Most learners say, "I need to take a vacation," and that sounds demanding. A native speaker would say, "I'd like to request some time off." Or, "Can I put in a PTO request for next month?"
So we're replacing need with would like to request.
Exactly. And the second part is even more important. When you take PTO in America, you are expected to actually disconnect.
Disconnect?
No emails, no Slack messages, no just checking in. Taking PTO and still working defeats the purpose. And in many American companies now, it's seen as unhealthy.
But in my home country, if you take vacation and don't answer emails, people think you're lazy. They think, "Why isn't he working?"
Right. And that's a cultural difference. In America, the pendulum has swung hard. After years of hustle culture, work 80 hours a week, sleep under your desk, there's now a serious push for work-life balance. Companies brag about unlimited PTO. They want employees to take time off, not just for rest, but because rested employees are more creative and productive.
So if I take a week off and then come back saying I didn't check any emails the whole time, that's actually a good thing?
In many companies, yes. It shows you respect boundaries, and boundaries are a huge part of American workplace culture.
So let me practice this. I want to ask for a week off in May. How would a native speaker say it?
You'd say something like, "Hey Maya, I'd like to request some PTO for the week of May 10th. I'm planning to visit my family."
Hey Maya, I'd like to request some PTO for the week of May 10th. I'm planning to visit my family.
Perfect. That's professional, clear, and respectful. Now let's talk about how to talk about burnout.
Burnout, that's when you're completely exhausted from work, right?
Yes, and it's a word Americans use a lot, but again, how you say it matters. If you say, "I'm so burned out, I can't do this anymore," that sounds like a complaint. But if you say, "I'm feeling some early signs of burnout, I think I need to use some PTO to recharge," that sounds self-aware and professional.
Wow. So you're framing it as a proactive thing. You're not a victim of burnout. You're managing your energy.
Yes, and that's very American. Americans respect people who take care of themselves. It sounds healthy and mature.
Okay, I need to hear more examples. Give me 2 real-life conversations.
Let's do it. Scenario 1. You're at the water cooler with a coworker. She says, "Hey Leo, how's your week going?"
Instead of saying, I'm so busy, I say, pretty full on my end, got a lot on my plate this week, but I'm managing. How about you?
Beautiful. Now she knows you have work, but you're not complaining. Scenario 2. You're in a one-on-one with your manager. She says, "Leo, I'm thinking of assigning you that new project. You up for it?"
And I'm already swamped. So I say, I'd love to help with that project. Right now, my plate is pretty full with the Johnson account. Could we revisit this next week after I wrap that up?
Perfect. You didn't say no. You didn't complain. You said, "I'd love to," very positive, and then you proposed a timeline. That's how professionals handle it.
Let me try one more. This is for my Chinese-speaking friends. I used to say, and I still hear this, I have many things to do. In Chinese, it's wu yu, yu he duo, siking yalzo, and it sounds like a direct translation.
And it sounds unnatural. "I have many things to do" is grammatically correct, but native speakers almost never say it that way. We'd say, "I've got a lot going on," or "Things are pretty busy on my end."
All right, so let me recap. The big lesson from today is, in America, don't say I'm so busy. Say my plate is full, or I'm swamped, or I've got a lot on my plate. And when you want time off, say I'd like to request PTO. And when you take that PTO, disconnect completely.
You nailed it. And here's the deeper cultural truth behind all of this. Americans respect independence. They respect people who are in control of their work and their life. Complaining about being busy signals you've lost control. Describing your workload professionally signals you're in command. That's why the words matter so much.
So the takeaway for today is, don't be a victim of your schedule. Be the manager of it.
I love that. Be the manager of it. Write that down. Or, better yet, say it out loud a few times today.
My plate is full. I'm swamped. I've got a lot on my plate. I'd like to request some PTO.
You're already sounding more professional. Now, before we go, let me give you a challenge.
I love challenges.
For the next 7 days, every time someone asks you how your day is going, at work, at school, even with friends, do not say "I'm busy." Use one of the expressions we practiced today. And pay attention to how people respond. I guarantee you'll notice a difference.
I'm going to try this. I'll report back in the comments.
Do it. And everyone listening, write your experience in the comments too. Tell us what phrase you used and how people reacted.
If you enjoyed this episode and want more real, natural English, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We drop a new episode every day.
Thanks for listening to Speak Like a Native. Remember, sounding natural isn't about big vocabulary. It's about using the right words in the right way. Today's rule: swap "I'm busy" for "my plate is full." Instantly more professional.
See you in the next episode. Keep practicing.